Welcome to Module 5, Section 1 of your California Contractor License Exam Prep course. In this section, we'll cover one of the most essential aspects of any remodeling project: site preparation, earthwork, and leveling. Before any construction begins, a job site must be properly assessed, cleared, leveled, and prepared to ensure a safe, efficient, and code-compliant remodeling process. Even though B2 residential remodeling contractors typically work on existing structures rather than undeveloped land, understanding how to prepare and stabilize the work environment is crucial. Site prep isn't just about moving dirt. It's about planning, protection, and creating a foundation for every trade that follows. Let's begin with a look at what site preparation really means in a remodeling context. It refers to all the tasks that need to be done before actual construction begins. For B2 projects, this often involves evaluating access to the work area, identifying hazards, clearing debris, protecting existing finishes or landscaping, and planning for utility shutoffs or rerouting. While you may not be operating heavy machinery to grade lots like a general contractor would on a new build, you will still need to manage job site conditions to ensure safe and smooth workflow. This might include putting down protective floor coverings, sealing off areas to contain dust, building temporary walkways, or installing ramps or scaffold platforms if needed. One of the first steps in site prep is conducting a visual inspection of the work area. This allows you to identify any conditions that may interfere with the project, such as drainage issues, slope changes, unstable surfaces, or obstructions. For example, you might need to relocate stored materials, disconnect utilities, or reinforce a deck before bringing in equipment or workers. If demolition is part of the project, your inspection will also help you determine how to control debris, protect structural elements, and prepare for disposal. Taking time to inspect and plan before beginning physical work helps reduce the risk of injuries, change orders, and costly surprises. Earthwork is a broad term, but in residential remodeling, it usually refers to small-scale tasks like grading, trenching, and soil compaction. While you won't be excavating foundations or shaping entire lots, you might need to level out an area before pouring a concrete pad, trench for a new drain, or backfill around new utility lines. You must understand basic principles of soil behavior, including how different soil types hold moisture, compact under pressure, and shift over time. If you pour a slab on improperly compacted soil or skip drainage planning, your entire remodel could be at risk for cracking, settling, or water intrusion. This makes proper earthwork an invisible but critical part of quality control. Leveling is another important skill for a B2 contractor. Even indoors, remodeling often involves adjusting or correcting levels to ensure proper function and appearance. You might be installing new flooring and realize the existing subfloor is uneven, or you could be placing cabinets, tile, or appliances that must sit flush. Leveling is more than aesthetics, it's structural. A poorly leveled floor can lead to problems with doors not closing, water not draining, or appliances not sitting correctly. In outdoor settings, leveling is also key to directing water runoff away from the home. Minor regrading may be needed for patios, stairs, or ramps, and it's your job to recognize when slope issues could affect the integrity of your work. Accurate measurement tools are essential in this stage. Laser levels, string lines, bubble levels, and measuring tapes should be used frequently and correctly. Don't rely on visual judgment alone. In remodeling, you're working within existing constraints, and precision is key. Leveling errors tend to compound. If a wall is framed even slightly off, it can throw off drywall, cabinetry, electrical work, and trim later on. This is why investing time in precise layout and level checks up front is always worthwhile. For projects involving slope adjustments or drainage, you may also need to coordinate with a grading contractor or an engineer, especially if the work impacts existing stormwater systems or property boundaries. Another important consideration during site prep is protecting surrounding areas and occupants. In many B2 projects, you'll be working in homes that are partially occupied or contain valuable finishes. You must take care to isolate your work zone, manage dust and debris, and ensure safety for both your crew and the homeowners. This might involve taping off HVAC vents to prevent dust circulation, using zip walls or plastic sheeting to divide rooms, and setting up daily cleaning protocols. Clients will notice how you treat their space during prep just as much as the final results, so a clean, secure, and well managed site builds trust. In some cases, site prep also includes limited demolition work. As a B2 contractor, you're allowed to perform demolition as long as it's non structural and part of the remodeling project. This might mean removing old cabinets, tearing out flooring, or stripping wallpaper. When demolishing materials, be cautious of hidden hazards like electrical wiring, plumbing, or asbestos containing materials. Always test or verify before cutting into unknown walls, and use proper PPE and disposal methods. Many remodeling contractors get into trouble during this phase by damaging what they didn't intend to touch or exposing dangerous substances without proper containment. One often overlooked part of prep is ensuring utilities are shut off before you begin. This includes turning off water, power, and gas to the specific circuits or fixtures you'll be working on. You may need to locate the electrical panel and label breakers, shut off water valves to a bathroom or kitchen, or coordinate with utility companies for larger jobs. Forgetting this step can lead to dangerous situations like electrocution, water damage, or gas leaks. It's your legal and ethical duty to create a safe environment before anyone steps onto the job site. Lastly, site preparation includes staging, planning where tools, materials, and debris will be stored and how they'll be moved throughout the project. In remodeling work, you often have limited space, and poor staging can slow down productivity or create hazards. Designate material drop zones, waste bins, tool areas, and walk paths before you begin. Keep access points clear for emergency exits and ensure all crew members understand the layout. On multi-day jobs, consider how you will secure the site overnight. Lockable storage, fencing, or signage may be required, especially in urban or shared spaces. Site preparation may not be the most glamorous part of remodeling, but it's the foundation for everything else. A clean, safe, and well-organized job site reflects your professionalism, minimizes errors, and protects both your team and your client. By mastering site assessment, basic earthwork, and leveling skills, you ensure that every job begins on solid ground, both literally and figuratively.